The product of this magic lamp we call a vacuum tube is not light, but electricity. Electrons set free from the atoms of matter that hold them captive. And the world and all it contains are built of atoms. Yet hidden in every single last atom is from 1 to 92 electrons. This wire, like everything else, is composed of atoms. And if microscopes could magnify 10 million times instead of paltry thousands, one of these atoms probably would appear as a tiny elastic sphere. A sphere formed by negatively charged electrons swarming around the massive nucleus of positive electricity. Some substances, especially metals, do not keep their electrons tightly bound to the individual atoms, but allow them to roam around aimlessly between the atoms in the interior of the substance. Such substances are called electrical conductors, because if a battery is connected to the ends of a wire made of such a substance, the free electrons drift along the wire, continuing their aimless motions as they drift. It is this mass movement of electrons that we call an electric current. Whenever the aimless motion of an electron carries it past the surface of the metal into the space outside, it is immediately pulled back by the electric attraction between the electron and the atom community it has left. To become useful in a vacuum tube, however, these electrons must be separated from their atom communities and allowed to move alone. This we do by heating the wire with an electric current. The atoms and electrons become increasingly agitated until some of the electrons rush at the surfaces of the wire at high speed so high they can flash from New York to Detroit in 1 second. At these speeds, electrons are able to break through the electric forces which try to restrain them. They escape to move about in space outside the wire. Now, if we set up a nearby target of positive electricity, the electrons which escape from the surface of the wire are pulled directly to the plate. Actually, however, the space between the wire and plate is jam-packed with gyrating air atoms, literally billions of them. And to reach the plate, the electrons would have to pump their way through them like midgets in a subway crowd. And many of the electrons would be pulled into strange atoms on the way. This problem is solved by enclosing the wire and plate in a glass bowl. Then a vacuum is created by pumping out every possible